is up, App Nation? It is Steve P. Young. Welcome to our weekly Friday live streams happening 9 a.m. Pacific. Mark your calendars. Make sure you set a reminder. And today we're going to talk all about organic downloads, how to really increase it, and some of the new things that we've been trying. So if you've been following the channel or you're just new to ASO, you're going to get the latest and the greatest today. It's going to be a solo episode with just me. I prepared some slides for you guys to really go through what we're seeing on our end and really break down some of the new strategies that we're really leaning into. But I want to say hi to a few people who showed up a little bit early. What's up, Noah? Good to see you. Hope you're well, my friend. And then Luke. Cool. Look, guys, 2023, I want to make sure that we end up seeing each other. All right. If you're in the comments, say hi, man. Let's go. We're gonna have some fun. And you know what? Since it's a solo, we're gonna be on time as well. We're gonna keep it to in 1 hour. All right, let's get into some of the sharing that I want to get into. How are you guys? All right, here we go. Break the sound like this. There. Here we go. Let's do. All right, good. I'm seeing some people now. How you guys doing? All right. What's happening? Miguel. Ram. Dimitrios. Hey, I haven't seen you here in a while. Underrated. We're going to get to your app, brother. All right. Smart home gadgets. All right. I like that. I like the branding. All right, here we go. So the first topic that I want to talk about is ASO versus paid marketing. And this is a video idea that and it's probably going to be a shorter video that we're going to break this down. But if I had to pick these days versus ASO or paid marketing, I would actually pick, So an okay ASO strategy, meaning somewhat optimized, the title is pretty optimized, the subtitle is pretty optimized with good paid marketing. I would pick that over just an amazing ASO strategy. And that's what we've seen with other clients where, look, I looked at their title, decent, their subtitle, decent, their keyword field, nasty, like very nasty, not well optimized. So it was okay, but a lot of paid marketing through Facebook, TikTok, whatever those channels are, their ASO strategy and their organic downloads were really good versus someone who just is relying solely on ASO. So I feel like these days a paid strategy is really, really necessary to get things going. And we're working with a couple of different clients that are brand new to the space, have no real organic downloads under 10. And what we're trying to do is really use Apple search ads to drive those downloads because we need data. And once we have data, we can figure out what to do next. So I would prefer to work with clients who have a good paid marketing channel already. That way my ASO strategy could like have a lot more impact than one that is just like an amazing ASO strategy without paid. I think it's getting harder and harder these days. I think it's just the nature of the beast and we're starting to figure things out. But don't worry, there are some ways that you can get around it if you're still doing this. So here, I'm giving you some examples if you don't believe me. If you think about Headspace, and I think Apple has changed their algorithm a little bit, but Headspace has meditation as title. Calm does not have meditation in title, but only has it in the subtitle, and it's ranked number 2. These guys starting to have meditation. Now you're starting to see certain ones with meditation in there. But again, like these two, I mean, this one's somewhat optimized. None of the tricks that we are used to doing. So it's somewhat optimized, but good UA for these big ones. And I just pick on meditation, but I can give you guys other examples too of clients we work with where I know their UA budget and I know how well they rank. And, one of our clients that we worked with, they were like number 2 for this really prominent keyword. And it was like their keyword field was just very not optimized. So yeah, this is just one example of it. Okay, let me get into the next thing. So this is brand news. Here, let me say hi to a few people. Live in Jacob, what's happening? Hyra, tell me how to make the best title. Great question. So the best title, you want to have the main keywords you're targeting, right? That's it. It's that simple. If On Google Play, you want to have the keywords to your left as much as possible, but on iOS, you just want to have your main title, your main keywords in the title. And if you're just starting out and you, again, back to this point, if you're just relying purely on ASO, then you want to find keywords that have lower competition than high competition. Don't, that's the biggest mistake I see with newer clients. They just have like the meditation. I'm like, dude, you can't unseat these guys. They've been around for too long. So go after mindfulness, go after other things. And there's some other keywords I'll show you later on, but go after those keywords versus just meditation. All right. What's happening, Tony? And then best strategy to rank for VPN because there's so much competition. UA, man. That's what I'm saying. This is why I created this. UA, super important. It's it's a funnel, It's understanding your cost per acquisition, getting those numbers, running a test, like investing in that, and then figuring out how many are converting, how many see your paywall, how many are converting to a trial, and then how many are activating a subscription after the trial, right? And it's really understanding that funnel and breaking it down to build that successful business. And I think that's what it's all coming down to. And I know in the early days, we didn't have this type of understanding where we're just kind of like spam the app store, reskins, repeat the main keyword a bunch of times in your title. And I think it's all completely changing and becoming more sophisticated, like a normal business. And so the competition is steep now, and especially for VPN, we work with a couple of different VPN apps. It is a paid UA channel, like really understanding paid marketing. So, I think moving forward in 2023, you're going to hear me talk a lot about, I'm still talking about ASO, but you're going to hear me talk a lot about some of the paid acquisition channels. And I am trying to put together a course somewhat on YouTube, a video series on Google Ads and what we've seen work well on Google Ads too. All right. No, I like this. I like doing this. Will this video be later? Jadon, welcome. Yes, it'll always live on forever. How can we work with you? Dating. Just go to appmasters.com, fill out that contact form, and then we can talk there. All right. Can't see the link. Can you zoom in? What link? Link to what? Here, you let me know. All right. Ram asks, Steve, do you know if ranking in low tier countries helps with the ranking of high tier countries? Ram, I don't think it helps on iOS. I think it might help on Google Play. I think Google kind of takes into consideration worldwide downloads, worldwide stuff versus Apple, where we've tried to localize. We've been ranking really well in other countries. We haven't seen such an impact in the US App Store because we're localized and because we're doing well in these other countries. So my hunch is it works better on Google Play. But again, I need more data to help you out. Link, which is open right now on screens. Oh, this is my presentation, bro. Here, this is my stuff. Yeah, there's no link to this. This is just my slides. So take a screenshot, man. Elmir, welcome. All right, solo episode, way more interaction. All right, let's get into this. So this is brand new, right? Pay attention. This is brand new. The US App Store, we all know it indexes the Spanish Mexico. Now it indexes, here's their screenshot, but I wanted to write it out because if you guys can't read it, it indexes the Arabic localization, the Chinese, the Russian, and all that. So what we're doing right now is sometimes when you're doing keyword research, you'll find that there's some Arabic keywords or there's some Chinese keywords or there's some Russian keywords that actually have decent traffic in the US. And so what I'm starting to do now is utilize some of these localization with English keywords and then seeing if they start ranking. We all know that the Spanish Mexico, if you have English keywords in there, is starting to rank. Now I'm trying to test if Arabic keywords start to rank and also if English keywords start to rank. So it's brand new because if you, here, I'll just go through my app right now. This is my app store. Don't look at we have a way better performing app. So don't look at those download numbers. But anyways, if you go into this, here's how you figure this out. When you're trying to update your ASO, there's this tab right here, right? We all know Spanish Mexico has this. So this little question mark, if you click here, it wasn't working before, this link. But if you click it now, it takes you to this link. I'll post this into the chat, and you can see where all countries are localized. So Here, I'll scroll down to the US real quick. And here's where you can see that, hey, the US App Store localizes all these localizations. Because here, this is the default, and then here's some additional supported languages. Right? And let's say UK. Let's see if the UK has changed much. Where's the UK? Is it Great Britain? GB? GB. Oh, it's only English. It's only English UK. Okay. Look at that. That's interesting. That's where you find it. Okay. Oh, I think it's very interesting. We're running tests. I think it's moving forward. It starts to really think about, you start to really think about like, oh, what's the best way to start localizing for these? Now, for those who aren't familiar, this is the best way I've localized. I use that follow. So let's just pick Russia as an example, right? So let's say I'm going to stick to the meditation stuff. I'll put meditation, but I'll put this in Russia. Right? And then you start to see these that are optimized. So I'm just going to click this little eye icon. I can sort by popularity, and then you can start to see that these are now localized for us. So that's the easiest and fastest, cheapest way to localize. Here, I'll just put in some of these keywords. This means music, so it's probably not the right keyword. But let's try this one. Health, fitness. So I'm trying to find one with meditation. This is probably it. It starts with an M. Let's see. Boom. So this is the meditation. Now, obviously, you can easily just search for this keyword in Russian as well, and then see which one shows up first, same one, and then click on that and still get the same results with meditation being the first one. So that's the quickest, easiest way to do some localizations and start, figuring out which keywords to use in these localizations as well. All right. Hope that's helpful. All right. Tony says, shoot your shot dating. I definitely recommend you to work with Steve and his team. They're great people and professionals. Thanks, Tony. Appreciate you, man. Amir is here. Yash, how's it going? Demetrios asks, have you used websites like ASO Mobile or Optimizer? ASO Mobile, yes, they are a sponsor of our podcast and YouTube channel. So I like their tool in terms of actual, I don't know in what way you're talking about, Demetrios. So I use them as an ASO tool because you're mentioning Optimizer. And Optimizer, I have used them. They do more like, whoops, what's their website? Optimizer? Let me see. Oh, .net. They do more like buy installs and ratings. And I have run a couple of different tests. Be careful with the way you use it. I think Apple and Google are getting smart to these app install campaigns. And it's not the one I use anymore, but I like these keyword installs, app install strategies. It's just when you're talking about guaranteed app ranking, that's where I'd be really, really careful about. And just know that I have run something through Optimizer and we actually got unindexed for a particular keyword. And so they were really pleasant and they like it. I'm sure it happens all the time. So it's nothing new to them. And it's not a ding on them because it was just one experience. I had one client who was able to get to number 2, number 1 for a keyword using Optimizer. So I tested on my app and then I was number 30 for this keyword and I came completely unindexed for this particular keyword. So I'd be more careful about the guaranteed app rankings. I think it's interesting, again, if you have a UA channel that you're already driving downloads, because it's going to be harder to detect for Apple. For my app, we're getting like 5 downloads a day. And it's like, yeah, if you're going to throw in a bunch of downloads suddenly, it's going to tip off Apple. So be careful. It would really depend on the app before I start utilizing some of these strategies. Here says, is App Annie good for finding keywords nowadays? Because there's a lot of traffic there. No, App Annie is now dated.ai. I still love AppFollow, appfollow.io. They don't sponsor anything. I just continually use the tool for keyword research. I love it. And then I just copy these keywords and I plug them into another ASO tool. in there. So you can use ASO Mobile because at Follow, I don't actually pay for anything, but they do have a difficulty score that you can use. But I just love this. I love this feature the best in terms of keyword research. This is where we've been able to find some really great keywords just clicking on this little eye icon. Because what this icon does is it actually takes into Apple search ads recommendation for this particular app. And obviously, if you know Apple search ads, you know that Apple knows what metadata you're using, what keyword in the keyword field. So they're giving you the most relevant keywords. And I love that I can just sort by popularity and then get difficulty score somewhere else. So I haven't actually done a full analysis on App Follow's difficulty scores, but I do know that App Radar tends to have more accurate difficulty scores than any other ASO tool. All right. How much does it take to rank app organically? It's a great question here. I think whenever I say great question, it's kind of like, I'm not really sure. I think it really depends on download velocity, in my opinion, these days. And that's why I go back to this slide a lot because it really, you need some paid marketing to get it to rank organically. Now, we've been able to get keywords that are lower traffic and definitely lower competition into the top 2 or 3 with no paid marketing, but it's really sifting through all the keywords and having it rank really well and running some keyword installs to get it into the top right there. So it takes a lot of effort. That's why I'm kind of like, if you want to stick with white hat, just okay ASO strategy is good with a lot of paid marketing. So I think download wise, I can't give you an exact number, but it will take thousands of downloads to really start getting you anywhere close to the top ranks. All right. ASO World. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. ASO World, they do the same thing. They do the paid installs. See, I've gone there. So this is the keyword installs. I think they're worth it. You know, I don't use any of these sites that I'm mentioning here, Demetrios, but I think it's worth it. Just be careful with it, especially these reviews. Very, very be careful with all that stuff. All right. Ram says, trying to improve my App Store Connect conversion rate. You know, if there's a realistic number to aim, I'm getting 5%. Now, whoops, let's go into this real quick. If this is what you're talking about, Ram, where let me pick an app and let's just go into the dashboard. So if this is the conversion rate you're talking about, I really don't pay attention to this one. This number, you can see total downloads by impressions. It's like, really? I mean, 5% is amazing, but impressions, we just don't know how they count that. I actually pay attention more to the first open to paywall views and then the trial conversion off of that install and that paywall view, right? That's more important to me because like I just don't know what is considered an impression. So across the board, we've seen anywhere from 2% to a nasty, what was mine? Under 6%. I really just don't pay attention to this number at all because impressions, I just don't know what Apple means by impressions. All right. Here, this is a free tool if you're talking about AppFollow. It's a free tool. All right. Let me do something real quick to this computer. Boop. All right. Let's get into, I see some of your other questions and I will get to it in a little bit. So let me go back to this slide. Okay, good. All right, the next thing I want to talk about are in-app events. I'm really pushing a lot of clients to in-app events as much as possible. Here's the reason why. It's low, it's easy to do, right? And I'll create another video on how to create an in-app event, but it's so easy to do. All you really need is a deep link, some graphics that you can probably just buy somewhere else, and some copy, and that's it. And here's why I'm pushing in-app events a little bit more. One, the downloads, right? So this is one of our clients and I took out everything related to them. But these are when we've published some in-app events and you can see that there are actually good downloads coming from it, right? Now, this is a client that gets thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of downloads a month. And so this is minuscule compared to the overall downloads. But again, it's pretty interesting to see that it is leading to downloads and more importantly, leading to app opens, right? So if you're not familiar with in-app events, let me just show you. This is what it is. These are where it's shown. And it's super easy to set up again. And the other reason is Look, if you go under your apps field and then you scroll all the way down, you'll see these events being featured. And as you can see, because I thought, hey, we finally got that feature for this other client, right? We were in there. I was like, we got that feature. And I was like, we didn't actually get the feature. The reason why you see these events is because, look, you've downloaded this app before, right? This little thing right here means I've downloaded. So it's a great way to re-engage your users, get them back into your app, right? If they've deleted it, and get them back in. You can see here. And then sometimes as you keep scrolling through this, you'll see apps that you have that are already in on your phone, right? So open, right? So it's a great way to bring users back into your app. It's a great retention and so low hanging fruit, like so easy to do. And you might get the feature, the event right here, right? So I think it's a no brainer. Here's another way. Here's what I started noticing too, that Apple's starting to change the way they show screenshots. This is just a Calm example. I always pick on Calm, but I have this on my phone. And then you can see if I already have it in the search results, it's showing me the in-app event versus the screenshots. And I'm actually seeing this for non-branded terms as well, where they're starting to show the in-app event versus the screenshot. And I think maybe the in-app event is just more interesting than the actual screenshot. And plus, you have two call to action buttons right here that make it more interesting too. So I'm really pushing people towards in-app events, given this data. Now that I have some data on, oh, it actually does drive downloads. It's not just for fun, right? And the last reason, all right, pay attention if you're not paying attention. Ask a friend. If you have a good friend of yours in the app space, make sure you bookmark this time. It's about 22 minutes into the video. But here's the big reason. Look, I put meditation into the App Store, right? Look at the auto fill. So it's app meditation, air sleep, app meditation app sleep meditation relax. And so I put in app meditation app. I'm like, what the heck is that? Right? Usually it's meditation down here, but it's way down here now, the autofill. So most people put meditation, they might hit enter or they might just hit one of these autofill, right? But when I put this keyword app meditation app, I see this app and look at their in-app event, app meditation app, new algorithm in the updated meditation app. Can't believe Apple let this through. Apple, what are you thinking? I mean, sometimes you're so picky with app reviews and rejecting such dumb metadata, and then yet you let this one through now. Okay, so this is great strategy by Siberian Breath. I love this, right? But here you're like, Steve, come on. Does it even have traffic? Yeah, and yes, it does. Look, if you go under app follow and you put in app meditation app, here's their search score, 38, which is not too bad at all. And so I've been noticing some of these weird keywords lately about app blank, blank, blank app. I was like, what the hell does this mean? And I think my hunch is that we can even look at a bunch more, is that these are actual in-app events, and this is now their number one search result. And so let's try another one. Let's see what happens. All right, let's do it live. It's away. It's away. And let's get into the stuff. All right, let me set that up for you guys and ask any questions. You guys answer any questions you may have. Amir says, it's challenging to find the right balance between paid marketing and ASO in countries with limitations. Here, Bosnia, I can't use ASA. In-app purchase is really difficult here. Agreed. And I think, look, I'm sensitive to that type of stuff, but then you got to figure out the right market for you. And I think the best clients and the best apps tend to have a more diversified monetization strategy. So we've done a lot of videos with bluethrone.io, and they really talked about how they analyze apps, and their models purchasing apps that are making at least $5,000 a month, right? And they talked about, hey, we love apps that have revenue from other countries outside of just one main country. If it's the US, it's just the US, right? And so other apps that we've actually explored in terms of purchasing, I look for that too. I'm like, okay, do you have downloads otherwhere else? Are you getting revenue elsewhere? Good. That means it's more diversified instead of just having everything heavily in the US. So yeah, I agree. Everything's challenging. It's very, very hard. Okay, let me pull up this and let's take a look at what's happening in the meditation. Showing screen. All right, let's take a look. So let's put meditation again. All right, what is this meditation air, sleep air? Sense? There you go. Boom, again, right? And I know this one has traffic. So let's try another sleep. Look at this, sleep, meditation, relax. Boom. These guys, pay attention to these guys. It's pretty interesting what they're doing right now. So they're going all in on these in-app events. And I think this is a big reason why there's traffic for these terms now. Big reason why they're getting, I don't know. I don't have the data yet. I think it's worth exploring and figuring out. But all I know is it's the number one autofill results for sleep and then now meditation. Same sneaking app, right? Let's take the screenshot. That was for meditation. And this is for here. And this is for sleep. Great job. See, here are the events. White noise. These guys are going nuts. I love it. I love it. Look, available. I think this is the new strategy. If you don't have paid marketing, let's try white noise. Let's see what happens. Because that was the other in-app event that they had. Oh, they're not there. Finally, they got beat. Finally, they got beat. Hold on. I'm having too much fun here. Maybe it's because it's not live yet. Now available. That was for sleep. This is for sleep sounds, maybe. Oh, no, it's available. This one isn't. So let's see what happens with calm. App white noise calm. Okay. Calm. Yeah. White noise. App. Yeah, they're not showing up for this one. But these guys are. Very interesting. Lots of new stuff here. Sometimes I feel like I'm falling behind on ASO. And sometimes it's like, okay, I'm actually decent. Let me see if there's any questions. Any app which helps find best keywords free of cost. I told you guys, appfollow.io. All right, Ram says, I noticed many of my downloads come from Google. Are there ASA tricks to improve those numbers? Oh, yeah. Great question, Ram. We work with one client where a lot of, so here's what Ram is saying for those who aren't following. And correct me if I'm wrong, Ram, but let me show my screen. And I'll show you guys. So you can go to acquisitions, right? Let's see if this is, and then here is where you can see by like web refer. So where do you filter this? Downloads. Let me go through here again. Yeah, web refers right here. So here, right, like you can see Google being the main source. I don't know if there's ASA tricks in there. I think it would be, so I've been thinking about this too. How do I rank well on Google for certain terms that I'm going after? So I know a lot of good searches are coming through Google where maybe it's like, I'm trying to pick a keyword that I don't reveal so many things, but like white noise, maybe app, right? So how do I then rank number one for this white noise app? So if you look at white noise light, I'm going to assume, now I don't work with them and I don't have data to prove this, but I'm going to assume they get pretty decent traffic from Google too. So it's using ASO to rank well is the way to do it. And even if you start putting like, sometimes you don't even have to put app and you can start to see certain key apps come up anyways, because I think everybody knows, and especially on mobile search, really important. So I don't have enough data yet, but I think that's where I would start focusing in on RAM versus like ASA. I don't think there's any tricks you can do from an ASA perspective, Apple search ads, for those who aren't familiar with the acronym, but I think it's more of the web SEO and then mobile SEO too. All right, VPN app, I can mention. Kira. Here, where you been? All right. Here says, is package name important in ranking app? Yes, super important. Like if I had to start from the very beginning, I would make sure my package name has the main keywords that I'm targeting. So absolutely. Ram says, I know this. Oh, sorry, Ram. Oh, Ram, I didn't get to this. I know it's many of my data column from other SEO tricks. Yeah, SEO tricks wise, look, SEO 101, have the main keyword to the left as much as possible. I think what you can then do is now this description, and this is where we're going to play with this, is the description is being indexed by Google. So normally for ASO, the App Store description has really no weight, but for Google SEO, it does have weight. And then here, by repeating certain words, actually helps too. So I think this is where I would start really being like, okay, let's take a look. White noise. You can see they're starting to repeat this, right? And that's where it becomes more effective. White noise, white noise, white noise, white noise. Right? And then having white noise market, that's all actually pretty good too. So think about having a domain, your domain name for your app, having the keywords that you want to rank for, and then these type of your description now optimizing for it, not helping the ASO, but almost helping your web SEO. So Ram, let's talk more because I think that would be an interesting case study if you want us to take a quick look at that. Just shoot me an email. All right. Let me take a look at my slides real quick. I think so. Here's the thing. Okay. Yeah, that's it. So let's get into some of your questions and then we'll take a look at, I know underrated is here. So I want to make sure we have for hide. Boop, boop, boop. This is fun. I don't always love these solo episodes, but I think I'm having a lot of fun in this one. All right. Dimitrios asks, are Apple search ads basic benefits? I need to increase my DAO. Will this help? So here's what we noticed, Dimitrios. Apple search ads basic. Yeah, I don't have a lot of experience because I like to do the advanced. I want control. I'm not a control freak, but I do like control. And what I would say is Apple Search Ads Basic, really good for driving scale and volume, probably not good for your DAO, daily active users, right? DAO. So I would do the advanced if you're just looking for pure downloads and hopefully getting those rankings up, because you're doing so much acquisition, maybe do an advanced campaign, but and doing a basic campaign with a really low cost per install. So for example, if my advanced campaign and my goal CPI is $2 on basic, I might make it 75 cents or 80 cents. Because with one of our clients, what we noticed was when he's running search ads basic, his conversion rates to activations, like subscriptions, it went completely shot down. I was like, what the fudge happened here when we look at the numbers? And it's like, oh, we're running Apple Search Ads Basic, right? But when we're just running Advanced, that's where you obviously know which keywords. With Basic, you have no idea where Apple is showing you, but the downloads are coming and they're hitting your CPI. With Advanced, you do know all that stuff. All right, water break. Wowzers. All right, a lot of good content. Oh, SEO. Okay, good job, Ram. Well, good thing I answered your question anyways. All right. My friend has planned meditation apps so she'll rank organically. Any social media account of yours to discuss issue? Yeah, you guys can follow. So we're on all the social media now. It's Steve P. Young. If you just want to look up that on TikTok, if you're not following, it is at the Steve Young. I know. So everywhere else is Steve P. Young or App Masters, and then now it's the Steve Young on TikTok. So we have a bunch of our reels, some of these longer form content. We are posting them onto our social media platforms too. Check it out. Just getting started there. Okay. All right. Let me see. You are great. Thanks, Ollie. And then I have a question. I hope you answered that. When running Google ads, my organic downloads decrease. Really? Okay, Ollie. So I noticed this with another client too, where they're running a lot of ads in a certain country and our organics just weren't increasing. Now, I don't know if Google screwed that up. And I noticed it with actually another client where I would think that we're running so much Google ad installs on in India and getting really great CPIs, but the organics just weren't picking up. So I don't know why that's happening. Normally, a couple of years ago, we actually saw a positive impact that if you were running Google Ads, you actually saw an increase in organic ranking and downloads as well. It was almost tied together. I have no idea why Google that might be happening, but I did notice that. Sorry, I don't have an answer, but know that we're in the same boat. And I don't know how to figure this out yet. Okay, let's get into the app audit. So if you guys want us to take a look at your app, go to appmasters.com/audit, appmasters.com/audit. There's a paid one. I know it went up. I know you guys saw it. I've gotten some emails from people and saying, hey, I thought it was 300. It is now 500. I just don't have the time, unfortunately, to do this. We're coming up with a new plan. I don't know when it's going to be launched, but if you want early access and you want that $300 app audit, reach out to me and I will send you a link. It is going to give you access to App Masters Academy. All our courses are Slack, App Masters Elite Slack community. And I'm throwing in a free bonus 1 hour audit one time, not per quarter, because it's $299 per quarter now. And you can cancel on it obviously anytime you want, but it's $299 per quarter. And that's the only way you get the $299 premium audit with me. So I'm going to assume you're going to love me so much, you're going to stay on past that 1 quarter, that I'm throwing in this 1 hour audit for free with you guys. All right. Check that out and just email me because the new website's kind of going slow. All right. Let's take a look. Actually, let's get back into our normal mode of things. All right. So, okay. Where are all my dad jokes? I don't think I've done these. Okay. This is decent. All right. If anybody wants to compete with me, let's go. All right. Where do boats go when they're sick? So, where do boats go when they're sick? To the dock. Good enough. All right. Daniel. Daniel's got a fantasy football app. Now, soccer for those Americans out there. All right. And then I'm assuming that it is football for the UK because you gave me that link. So you're probably out in the UK. And then Daniel has a question, just improvements. Daniel, thank you. What do you want us to look at? Just improvements. Take a look at our improvements. So let's do some keyword research, Daniel, and let's see fantasy football in the UK. All right. Let's do it live. It's helpful when it's just me because I can really break down and do a deep dive. So let's go fantasy because I'm assuming that's what this app is. Got football player. There's so many statistics based apps out there for football, but whatever about football opinions. You track your own opinions, player monitoring, track, analyze, compete. So it's all about opinions. Okay, interesting. Here, so I try to do some keyword research in here. You see that there's some NFL stuff here. So maybe the way to, I don't know how you guys spell it in the UK football. I don't know if there's like a OT, not double OT. So think about that for there. But what we found is these type of keywords like Arsenal, Manchester United, these clubs actually have good traffic and low competition, right? They obviously have good traffic because when you search for Manchester United, for example, you're going to probably find, let's see, I don't even know. Yeah, like this, and then maybe something else, right? So think about having those keywords in your subtitle, right? You can keep your football there, but it's like, follow Manchester MU, Arsenal, all these things, because they tend to have pretty decent keyword volume. Okay. Let me see if I can get this person out of. How do I kick people out? Okay. There's some spam comments coming in. All right. So that's how I would do it from an improvement standpoint. I think I'm not so familiar with what your app does from these screenshots. Like you say fantasy football here, stocks, ratings. What is the real angle that you're trying to take? Right. Like, I don't know if these are all real or fake reviews or if they're friends, right? The concept is really giving us the football community the power to decide who's really the best in the world. All right. If it's really just based on a community or, you know, like sharing your thoughts, then maybe talk about that in your screenshots. Where I feel like this is contribute to the arcade of opinions that is underrated. So, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what that means. So I would just say like the number one football community, share opinions, vote on who's overrated, underrated, blah, 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 blah. You know, meet other rabid football fans. Something like that versus what you currently have. And this is just a wasted screenshot. So you really want to tell people what the app is all about. Right here. Campaign, player debates, and general topics. Connect with like-minded. This is actually better. These three screenshots are better than these three screenshots that you have, in my opinion. All right. Here says, can you make a separate playlist for all your videos of ASO in 2022? Sure. I'll talk to somebody on my team to do that. Let's take a look at Daniel's app right here. Daniel, boop. Underrated. Look, I don't know if this is a UK thing, but I don't know what you mean by the arcade for fantasy for football opinions. I don't know what the arcade stands for because when I think of arcade, I think about like video games and all that stuff, and I don't know how it relates to this. Get started. Okay. I would like to know what your conversion rate here is. So if you put that in, if most people are signing up, amazing. But if this is under, let's say 50% or 60%, you might want to let people in without having this, like just to let them explore and then get them to add their details or let them X out of that. All right, I'll sign up. Okay, so I guess you're forcing me to give me my birthday. All right, let me take this. You want my phone number now? Weave. So it's a lot of information. Oh, I can do later. Okay, good. Thank you. Let's get back to this. Preferred league. So this is great. If there are people that are picking a particular league, use that as your keywords. Okay. So pick your preferred team. Eek. Barcelona, sure, why not? Here, you want to just ask this prompt. You want to just do this. Don't worry about just show the prompt, right? Don't ask for twice. We have a case study on this. Somebody, because I thought this was the best way you're doing it, Daniel. It's not the best way. So don't ask for twice. Just show the pop-up right away. See, this is what I'm saying. Like maybe you want to get people into here. Now I want to know that funnel, right? I'd rather base my opinions and suggestions on data. If you are getting people who are dropping off and never making to this first page, I would say less than 50%, you have a problem. Think about not asking for all those credentials right off the bat, right? Only when I want to do something. Just allow me to X out and do later versus forcing me to do a sign up because you want to get people engaged as much as possible, right? When they're engaged, then you can say like, oh, you can't rank it versus here, both unknown. Like, oh, you need to sign up. That's when they're like, oh wow, this is so cool. Let me get them to sign up. Sorry, I don't know any of these people. So no knowledge. I like the no knowledge. No knowledge. Neymar. Let's go Neymar all day, baby. Here is a good opportunity for you. Maybe you asking for a review. I haven't seen a review prompt lately, but I just got done with something. Done. Let's see if you do ask for it. No, you don't ask for it. Okay, so there you might want to ask for reviews. right off the top. Like this. Cool. There's a fantasy football app that I love called Fantasy Life, and I love it because of the push notifications. Like I'm fantasy football, American football. I love playing it. I love that app because it just gives me all the latest and greatest push notifications and injury reports, all that stuff that I want to know. So that's big benefits. Like the app is okay at best, but the notifications are amazing. Like they have the most up to date data on that. And that's why I love the app. If that's what your thing is, like lean into that a little bit more. And maybe this social thing is more important than this thing right here. All right. Cool. Let me know if I miss anything. Yes, UK. Low. Andre says, Apple search ads with limited budget, better to spend it all on my main country or put most of it on main country and spread the rest to the other countries you want to grow? I would probably put it on the main country, Andreas. I'd rather just go all in on that because it does take time to start optimizing. And if you're spreading yourself too thin, then it's probably not. And especially if it's limited budget, like focus on the main country where you're going to get the highest conversions and just go in on that. Yeah. I think a lot of times, we work with clients who are spending a lot of money on Apple search ads. Like one of our clients working together for a very long time, but essentially I looked at the data. They were running search ads on all these countries, US, Canada, UK, all that stuff. And I was like, dude, 80% of our revenues are coming from the US. And when I look at the conversion rates, people in the UK just aren't actually converting. So we didn't actually make him more money. We helped him save more money. I was like, let me turn all these off. You okay with me just turning them off? He's getting like 30 cents per download still, too. Like, let's just turn these off. And then turn that off. And our revenues were stable, but our costs went all the way down. Right. So I'd go all in on your main country, especially if it's a limited budget. Yes. Yep. It's fantasy. Okay, good. If it's fantasy, then just lean in on that. Okay, let's see what Ollie says. Ollie says, I analyzed the results, and one of the assumptions or the conclusions that I had that the keywords that the campaigns are getting downloads from are the same for that organic downloads. Oh, okay. So maybe they're cannibalizing each other. Maybe that's what's happening. That's interesting. How did you get that data? I don't know if I can, I'll have to go into Google Ads platform to see what keywords are actually driving that data because I didn't know that existed. That's interesting, Ollie. Search with this keyword. Oh, is that how you did it? Search with this keyword. He'll find the app at the top, and that's why the organics are down. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Then scrolling, you're just installing the first organic listing. Gotcha. That sucks. Same football's position. What do I think about that? I think it's a necessary evil. Like maybe the way I would think about it is I don't think there's anything you can do, one, right? Unless you stop running those ads. Two, come up with ad copy because with Google, it's a black box, right? There's not much we can control, but come up with ad text that might be able to like trigger other keywords. So, for example, if you have a meditation app, instead of putting meditation, the number one meditation app, put in like number one mindfulness, number one breathing exercise app. So that's the way I might start thinking about it, Ollie. But again, this is just me. I don't have data. Just me giving you my opinion. Noah says, I was ranked number one for 3 days on a 60 traffic score keyword, but my organic installs didn't change much. My title, subtitle, and screenshots are pretty good and relevant. So not sure what's up. Any ideas? No, I would have to know more intel with those keywords. We were number one for keywords that were like 20 search traffic and definitely did not see any lift in downloads. Now, was that keyword something like what we just discovered with app meditation app? Because if it was, then that might be the reason why, for me, I'm what's the right word? I'm curbing my enthusiasm because while all the tools are telling me this has high traffic, I'm not sure yet, right? Because it's brand new and it just looks so funny that I'm like, how is there traffic for this particular term? Right. So I want to test that a little bit more, but that could be the reason too, if it's some weird search traffic like this, because this says like 33 and you should be getting downloads from that. So while I was promoting this strategy, I would still be careful with it. So brand new. Fantasy stocks, main option. Okay, so it's like fantasy football type of thing. So I think Daniel, I was right on. So that's what I would do. Okay. Sam says, man, this is going longer than I thought. I thought this was gonna be short. It was just one on one. All right. Sam says, nowadays I notice illustration screenshots and icons are getting more attention. Should I change all my app screenshots to illustration style? Sam, A/B test. I don't want to give you a opinion on something. Just A/B test. There are my opinions for screenshots. Sometimes they're right. Sometimes they're wrong. Right. Like I even ones that I'm like pretty confident they're right. Sometimes I'm wrong. So I would say A/B test. Pick the winner and let's go. But yeah, you're probably right. I think illustrations would probably do better. All right, Daniel, thanks. Helpful. I'm glad. What's the best practice I should do to rank my apps organically? So besides having the best keywords in the title and subtitle, running UA, Sam. Like back to my earlier point, if you join late, that's what I was talking about. If you are just okay at ASO, which if you've been following this stuff, you graduated. You're in the okay camp. If you have a paid marketing, it's going to help a lot more versus just relying on amazing ASO. Like even if you're trying to hire us just to do all only ASO, that's why we started talking about like product making more money because I knew ASO was getting harder these days. And I know what kind of impact an app audit can do, how we can help you increase conversions. That's why I started talking about that more. And that's why we started offering it in our basic packages that, hey, we're going to do an app audit for you. So like, honestly, guys, like our basic package includes at app audit. Now you're not going to get a 1 hour, but you are going to get a full app audit on this 470 plan. Look, man, I'm here to earn your business. If you want to cancel out for 1 month, go freaking ahead. Right. But you get all that instead of the $500. That's why I kind of did it that way. 1 hour consult with me. So take a look at our pricing. It's all going to be under App Masters, or just go to App Masters. You'll find it there. But we had ASO Masters there too. All right, cool. Let me get into this. Ollie says, from 2 weeks, you mentioned that you will review Clone App Messenger app. Watch the live video and didn't find the part you review in the app. Ollie, we did do it. It was done. It's in, I don't know what video it was, but yeah, it's all done, dude. I didn't know this was the same Ollie. What's up, Ollie? All right, great advice. Okay, cool. Why is there no app of YouTube video downloading? Probably not allowed in the App Store. How can we find trending keywords? So some of these tools have it actually. Let's see. Yeah, some of these tools have it. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out if there's one on app ASO mobile, but I know Mobile Action has it. So look at Mobile Action. They do have a little section called trending keywords, and you can get that stuff there. Yep, the plan is to lean into those updates in the future. All right. Wasim, what are the best keyword research tools for iOS and Android? If you're just doing keyword research, I typically love AppFollow here. So I don't think Android and iOS change all that much, but it's hard to do keyword research on Android. I just kind of do it on iOS and then use the same keywords for Android. And with Android, what I try to really focus in on is, here. So let's say meditation again. These autofill keywords, and there's no little icon here, but that's what I try to do is I'll do the research on iOS and then kind of take those same keywords and put it on Android here. And one of the strategies that I would start to think about too is, there's some apps that are iOS only. There's some apps that are Android only. If they're big apps, they tend to have search traffic on the other platform. So try to rank for those terms that if it's a similar competitor, try to rank for their brand in the different app store where they're not existent, right? And even for some of our clients, we've been able to get #1 for a big competitor because they're not available in a certain country. So there's some tricks out there that allow you to get some downloads. Now, their search volume in that particular country or in that particular platform might not be as high as it is on, let's say, iOS or Google Play, wherever they are, but it still helps you leverage and get those downloads. So we did that for one of our clients. He was #1 for the main competitor in a specific country because they just didn't exist in that country. Yeah. Thank you, Hero. I like this. You just said Apple. Okay, cool. Let's see what Ollie says. Google Analytics is the best solution if it's connected to Firebase, AdMob, Google Console, etc. It'll give you many information that you need if you want to connect. And I'll show you. Ollie, let's do a video together, man. Why don't you come on? We got to work together. Let's do a video together. Come on, if you're interested. All right, let's get to the last app. I honestly thought I would be done by 10, guys. All right, Akshif has this app. Akshif, I know you said you were going to be here, so let me know if you're going to be here. All right, Case Future, Uber learning app, learning new skills and learning new skills every week. All right, Discover. Now, this looks like, Chief, the idea in the App Store, would it work for free or paid? Now, this looks like a Blinkist model. Whether you're a professional in your field or someone who wishes to learn new skills and build a career at it, Case Future makes it easy for you to access, discover, watch, and learn new experiences all in one. Okay, so yeah, like I'm going to take a look at the app and I'll give you feedback on the App Store presence. I like these ideas. Obviously, we just did a video. If you guys didn't see it, that was published last Wednesday or Tuesday about Lucid, which is a book summary app, very similar to Blinkist. There's a lot of these apps coming out that are similar to Blinkist and Masterclass too. Masterclass, if you guys know, a lot of famous people teaching courses and you can get access to it. So with that in mind, Akshif, we've done some videos with Himalaya, which is like a masterclass, and then Blinkist. And from what they've told us publicly is that, like content marketing is an interesting strategy to deploy because you're giving out like how to become a digital product designer. So whether it's on YouTube, whether it is on a blog post through Google, doing some massive keyword research, the way I would approach launching this is doing some massive keyword research on what topics and what categories are not being covered by all these other apps, and then how do you cover it? Now, Lucid, Headway, Blinkist, all doing really, really well in terms of monetization and revenues. So there is a space for this for you to go into, right? All right, let's take a look at the app and then I'll have more feedback for you. I think we're getting some new people. All right, don't mind this, but I'll put down a low. Okay. Now, I always like this first screen to be like, here's what we do again, right? So kind of like repeat what you said. Discover, watch, and learn. Learn new skills every day, personalized to you. So just kind of remind me again what the app is instead of leading to skill assessment. Like, what the hell is this app again? Right. Then you go next. Holistic packages. Now, personally, don't have data to back this up, but from a copywriting perspective, I'd rather talk more about the benefit here versus what the feature is, because this holistic packages means nothing to me. You're forcing me to read all this stuff a little bit more, which, it's like grow your career, advance in your career. That's the benefit, right? And then stuff, e-learning, again, like rather than e-learning, hundreds of content, bite-sized content, whatever it is. Professional experience. Yeah. All right. So let's get started. Again, I want to know how many people are signing up. Are you losing people here? Because Blinkist, Headway, Lucid, they do not force me to sign up. They do ask me what topics I'm interested in. And I think that's what you're missing from this onboarding. What am I most interested in? But this is a huge barrier for me to sign up for your app. Okay. So I think you're losing downloads here, is what I'm saying. All right. I'll give you my sneaking. And you don't even have Apple login. Come on, Akshif. Jeez Louise. Dude. And you're asking for my birthday, bro. Weave. Why does everybody want to know my birthday, man? I should probably put a fake birthday. Oh, man. Okay. I'll show you guys what I'm feeling. Oh. Lots of info. See, this should have came out before because Man, you would have known some of this already before, and yet you're asking me post all that sign up when I don't actually. If you weren't part of this live stream, I would not have signed up. I would have been like, bye, not that interesting. All right, let's see. What am I interested in? Guest travel. I'm happy to mentor. Coding, I was. Languages, donate, puzzles, architecture. Uh, let's put cooking. All right, and persuasion. I was hoping to see like business stuff, but okay. But I do love this. I think this is a great strategy. Like leveraging these, I don't know who these mentors are or these influencers, if they're influencers, but leveraging their content and, and then hopefully promote your app. So I hope you're doing that, Akshif, is like if it's Flutter, like think about that being a keyword that you go after in your ASO strategy. If it's JavaScript, like people are looking for this stuff. And I like that you're more targeting the tech and design stuff because I think I did this. I was just curious. I was like, should I create an app on just some of our content? Here, I did do some research on this, but let's do Flutter. There's an app called Flutter, but so that might be harder. But Flutter, yeah, right here. Flutter templates. Look at that. It's interesting. So design might be interesting. Figma, right? Learn Figma. I know there's probably a Figma app, but like learn Figma, learn Flutter. Yeah, those might be interesting keywords because I actually did. I was like, look, what happens when people search for like app marketing, for example, the App Store? I wanted to see if there's actual traffic in this. Wix. How dare you, Wix? Volume. And that's why there's no app that I have. But that's how I would start thinking about the ASO strategies. Like instead of learning new skills, think about JavaScript, maybe trying to have that in your subtitle or your title and definitely in your keywords, right? Here you go, JavaScript. Boom. And let's see if there's good volume for this keyword. There, 37, pretty decent. Coding. So these are all keywords target. And judging from what I can see of who's ranking well for JavaScript, I think you can rank pretty high for it. Yeah, I think you can. So here, like I know you have this stuff. That's how, and I like your targeting apps. So congratulations, good job. And yeah, go over through this. So marketing list, which has tips for new bloggers. All right, there you go, blogging. All right. So learn something is the way I would go about this. But otherwise, it looks really good. See, this is why I wouldn't force the sign up because like now when I get, let's see what happens. Looks like it's free. Where's the paid stuff? No, it's all YouTube. I mean, if you could sort of hide this YouTube stuff, I'll try to hide it. Hell, man, throw me in there as a mentor and put some app marketing shiznit on their app store optimization. But like, I try to hide the fact that's from YouTube, which just makes me feel like, okay, what's the point of this? And it looks like you have no monetization right now. So maybe think about monetization. But if you're just going to be free, then I know my ASO stuff on YouTube is pretty strong. But like, yeah, I'm happy to put my ASO stuff in here too if you want. But you got to feature me. Gotta kick out Jonas. All right. Or Johannes. All right. Hope that's helpful, Akshif. All right, let's see if there's any last questions from you guys, and then we will say goodbye. Oh, yeah, I forgot. I got another dad joke too. So I'll get to your questions, but not before we. Okay, I got a better one here. All right. Hey, Ali. Yeah. Hey, Sam. Hey, Sam. Did you hear about the guy who grew fungi in every room in his house? Sam, did you hear about the guy who grew fungi in every room in his house? He didn't have mushrooms for anything else. I believe that. He didn't have mushroom or anything else. All right, cool. Do, do. Is it good to use emojis in keyword? I don't know why you would do that in keyword field. I don't see what the reason was. Yeah, and Google's starting to disallow emojis. I know definitely in the title. I think maybe in the subtitle, but we did notice that did help by having a title, but you can't do that anymore. So don't do it. Sam says, what's the best tool for competitive research and analysis? I personally use Sensor Tower. Depends on what you're looking for, but I break it down. Sensor Tower, AppFollow were the two big ones. Sensor Tower for, and I'm actually talking to some people at Magic Rocks. They're to Sensor Tower. They're pretty relevant in terms of data. And so I was like, and I know Sensor Tower is probably more accurate than like the other platforms out there. But yeah, so at Magic, we might do some things together. But when I'm looking for, let's say, let me try to find a different one. Oh, here, look at this. My cooking restaurant. Okay, what the heck? Like, let's say I'm doing competitive analysis on this, and I want to know how many downloads is getting, what's their revenues, all that stuff. 20,000. Well, it's not that high, but looks like it's most popular in India and then Indonesia. So you can see the breakdown of the countries. It's pretty cool. And then revenue wise, it's heavily US. So you can see, despite that US is only 5% of the downloads, their revenues are 58%. And when I compared to Sensar, pretty accurate in that regard. And then from a keyword perspective, I like to all right. I'm sure I have a video on this already. How long can it take to get ranked organically? Depends. Google takes a little bit longer. I don't know really what day. Apple's pretty darn quick. You know, you find the right keyword, you can get ranked for it pretty quickly. Yeah, thank you, Hira. Unrated, you want birthdays to send happy birthday emails? All right. I don't mind it, but just still kind of like, what's the point? All right, let's get through these really quick and then we'll say bye. Sam says, what do you suggest? How many times should I stuff my app title and description? How many times in app modules? And how many main app module keywords should I use in long description? I'm assuming that's what you're saying, Sam. So stuffing the app title, we haven't seen it work. I think it actually hurts you. App Figures did a blog post on this. Now, I won't reveal everything. I'm trying to be careful about which I share, and still I have an advantage over some of these new things. So I wouldn't stuff my app title. I think it actually hurts. It used to be valuable a couple of years ago. We are testing repeating a certain keyword in the title, subtitle, and description, seeing if there's an impact on that. So in the long description, again, I don't feel like there's a lot of, I'm looking for the nice move the needle. Like I'm not looking to go up a couple of different spots. I'm looking to go from 13 to top 3. How do I do that? Now, we have done some density tests. Haven't seen anything really improve from the density test. If I had to focus keywords in a particular spot of the App Store, reviews is the big one that I try to key in on a little bit more versus long description. All right. That's the same question. How is using others' content legal? Do you have to pay loyalties on them? Angelina, I have no idea what the question's about, but all right. How much time do I need to use good keywords in my description? Again, you want to use good keywords in your description. I don't think it makes a huge difference in terms of density that much. Don't spam it. I think it'll only hurt you, but I haven't seen huge movements. Huge movements happen in the title and subtitle or short description. Okay. Is it good to change? Yeah, we try to change keywords and descriptions month after month. I try to take one step by step, right? Like one of our clients we're working with said, let's change the title, let's change the subtitle, short description on Google Play. Let's focus on that. Then I made subtle changes in the description, but then round 2, let's wait a couple of weeks. Round 2, let's do a YouTube optimization. We did that. 2 weeks after that, let's really key in on the long description because we feel like we're pretty optimized on the other one. Let's try to really optimize the long description. So I really take it step by step so I can see what makes a difference and if it doesn't make a difference. Go in, Daniel. He's only joking about dad birthday emails. My bad. Okay. Angelina says, I was talking about the app that you reviewed, the one that showed the YouTube influencers with their YouTube content. Oh, Akshif. So I believe Angelina Akshif is probably asking these people for that content and putting it on there. Now I've seen other apps do it. It's on YouTube. It's public. So it's like, what's the point? You're only getting me more views. I wouldn't care, Akshif, if you put my shit on there, as long as I'm number one. All right. That's all I'm asking for. But I wouldn't care otherwise if you put it on there. Sam says, thank you for your advice. Okay. I think we're done. Cool. This is really engaging, guys. I normally don't like doing these solo episodes because I don't like talking all the time, but really cool. I like the interactivity. Thank you for all the comments. Thank you for showing up. I think this is one of our most highly viewed videos that are joining us live. Again, if you guys want to work together, go check out our services. I try to be as affordable as possible. If you don't like us after a month, go ahead and cancel. But it is asomasters.com/pricing if you want to check out these packages. But everything's going to live under AppMasters, hopefully by November 1st. So go to appmasters.com. And then next week, we're going to do something a little bit different. My friend and indie developer I've known for years now, since he was a young pup. He's out in the UK, but he's going to join me. He wants to do a live coaching call, but he's got a lot of great analysis and data on being an app developer. So it's going to be half coaching call, half like really indie marketing strategies. And, we've been able to help his app grow too in terms of revenue. He's my friend. So I was like, hey, dude, you got potential here. Let's fix this paywall. And our paywall optimization helped him earn more money too. He's flat for a very long time. I hope he doesn't mind me sharing this, but flat for a very long time. And then boom, after paywall optimization really finally started seeing an increase. So he's got a new app that he wants to do some coaching on. And then we'll talk about that. And then we've got some really great guests. But if you want to be a guest, reach out to me, man. Like steve@appmasters.co. Ollie, hopefully you come on. Anybody else who wants to come on and share their knowledge, I'm here to learn. This is the community we have. We all learn together. All right. And next year, stay tuned. If you're not subscribed to that email newsletter, stay tuned and follow us on all the socials. But we're going to try to do a big live event for indie developers, cap it around 100 to 150. But I'm going to try to land some big name guys in the indie app space to bring on. It's going to be really immersive. It's going to be my 10-year anniversary next year. So May 8th, around that time, May 2023, be ready. San Francisco, us in person coming in. Who's this person? How do I kick this person off? All right, y'all. Have a great weekend. I'll talk to you next week. Bye.